Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Stars and Garters podcast. I'm Katie Pettit, and today I'm going to be giving a full review of my thoughts on the latest Marvel movie, The Marvels. Now, I will say that I did give part of a review of this movie on my good friend Judah's podcast. It's called Trivia Radio. You should go check it out. It's a good episode. But today I'm going to be giving my full thoughts, like everything, well, not everything, but everything I can remember thinking about this movie. I will say that contrary to the popular reviews, I guess, I actually thought it was a decent movie, you know? I thought it was an overall good, it definitely wasn't the MCU's strongest movie, but I would watch it again, you know? Alright, so let's get started. I'll start out with what I didn't like about the movie, because again, it definitely wasn't perfect, but, so this is a pretty specific con, but that scene, so for those of you who didn't watch the movie, there's a scene in the movie where Captain Marvel has to go and, basically, okay, she's trying to stop the villain from, like, taking big resources from different planets, and she realizes the villain is going to need water, and she knows a planet that has water on it, and she's being kind of weird about it to Kamala and Monica. She won't really say anything. We get to the planet, and we find out that she is a princess, and she's, like, married the prince, and that's not that weird, but, like, the thing about this planet is that the language is song, so it turned into, like, this 2-minute musical thing, which it was kind of cool for, like, you know, a few seconds, but then it just ended so abruptly, and, like, you know, it never came back up again. It was just, it felt random, and it didn't really add anything to the movie, but, and, you know, you think they'd give, like, it some other cool thing, like maybe the warriors would have, like, a sort of music-influenced fighting style, but it was literally just a random, thrown in there 2-minute musical. I mean, it was pretty music, I guess, but, you know, it was just weird. I was not into it. Well, I was into it for a second, but now that I think about it, not normal, just weird. Okay. Other thing I didn't love about it, the villain, Dar-Benn, so the whole thing about her is that she's trying to get the quantum bands. She wants both of the quantum bands. I can't remember why. And she's also mad at Captain Marvel because she, like, put her planet into war, kind of inadvertently. Sorry. And so it felt like to me in the trailer she was teased as being a really, really powerful villain, like, you know, kind of unstoppable, you know, really, really a big deal. But in the movie, so, spoilers, there were spoilers before, my bad, but I don't think that was, but this is a big spoiler, so she kills herself by putting on both of the bangles. They, like, overpower her and she dies. So she was just dealt with just so fast. Like, it was not, you know, what you would think if you saw the trailer. You would be like, oh, maybe she's kind of a big deal. Not really. She was just done immediately. And, I mean, she wasn't the most one-sided villain. I mean, she had the whole backstory with Captain Marvel, which was pretty nice, I guess. But just not really memorable. She was kind of just there so the movie would have a villain, I guess, but not a terrible villain, but just not that much to her. Alright, and the last thing that I didn't love about it was that it didn't have the most, not, like, the plot was pretty, it wasn't the most impressive plot. It didn't really tie in that well with the other Marvel movies. I don't think it, like, contradicted or detracted from them. I'm just saying, it was kind of, the whole movie was kind of just there. It didn't really seem like it had that much of a point to it. Again, if it's just for the sake of a nice movie to watch, then fine, but, like, in the scope of the whole MCU, it didn't really mean that much. I didn't think there were a few things I'll get to later in the pros section, but that did tie into the rest of the MCU. But the most of the movie was kind of just these specific heroes, relationships and struggles or whatever. So not the most engaging. That's a better word. Engaging plotline for this thing. All right, so pros, and I do have more pros than cons because again, I enjoyed the movie. All right, let's just get this out of the way. I absolutely loved the scene with Goose's kittens, which we are officially dubbing FLERKITTENSS because I saw that online in an article and I was like, that is perfect. That just makes me so happy. But so if you don't know, which a lot of you probably skipped this one, I won't blame you. But if you haven't seen the movie, so basically during the movie where the Marvels are all fighting Dar-Ben, Nick Fury is on this spaceship, and there's a bunch of scientists, and I can't remember what they were doing in there. I think they were already there for some other purpose. But Goose is also here on this ship with him, and so they've been studying this egg also while the Marvels are fighting Dar-Ben, and so they find a little nest with all these eggs, and they find Goose next to it, and Nick Fury picks up one of the eggs, and out just hatches this little tiny fluffy baby cat, Flerken, my bad. I always, can't get that mixed up, but and so there's a ton of these eggs, and so just a bunch of baby Flerkens are all over the place, and so at this point they're trying to get the scientists into the escape pods because the ship is going down, and so there's not enough room. There's there's just not enough shuttles, not enough room, and so the Flerkittens, naturally, it's only their nature. They start eating people, and they just start eating scientists. And Nick Fury's like, wait a minute, okay, this actually works because they're small, tiny little kittens. So he just lets them eat all the scientists, and then he puts the kittens in the pod, and they land, and then they get barfed out. I would like to know what happened to all the Flerkittens, though, because you never see them after they land. I guess they just disperse. There's just Flerkittens running around Earth now. I guess that's not safe, but the scene with the Flerkittens was just, it was like a dream for me, because I loved Goose already. Goose needed a big moment, and she deserved a big moment, and she got it, and it was wonderful. So they, while the Flerkittens were eating everybody, the Kamala, and I don't know if the other Marvels were trying, but they were having to trap the scientists and not let them escape so the Flerkittens could eat them. And while all this kind of chaos is ensuing on the ship, the scene slows down a little bit, and the song "Memory" from Cats starts playing in the background, and I was already this is the best scene. This is the perfect scene for me right now. But then Memory started playing, and I was just like, this is the most perfect thing I've ever witnessed on a movie. Well, obviously, it's not, but in the moment, I was so happy. I was like, this is so great. Because just the Flerkittens, and that was probably what I was most excited for in the trailer, because there was that really brief shot of a bunch of kittens running down the stairs, and I was like, ooh, Flerkittens, and they did not disappoint. The Flerkittens were very much there. Oh man, it was so fun. If you don't watch the movie, just Google the Marvels kitten scene. I'm sure it'll be on YouTube sometime, because I tried to, immediately after I got home from the movie, I tried to Google the Marvels kitten scene, but nobody had a video of it, so maybe they will by now, and you should watch it, because it is absolutely phenomenal. Best part of this movie, by far. Alright, another good thing, this is just me personally, because it's my review. If you disagree, oh well, it's not your review. But I really like these characters. I know a lot of people, especially a lot of people in my circle of people that I know, did not like the movie Captain Marvel. They thought, it's weird and, just not very good. But I liked it. I just rewatched it recently, and I was like, this is a decent superhero movie to me. Like, got some nice action, a nice story. The protagonist wasn't the most likable, but I was kind of cool with it. She is a lot more snarky than Captain Marvel is in the comics, but her memories and all that, there's an excuse for it. I feel like in this movie, the Marvels, they did a good job anyway of kind of getting her personality just back of her usual self. So I liked that. But I already liked her character before they did that. So I like Captain Marvel. I really liked WandaVision, and I really liked Monica's character. I thought she was like a great little addition, and I was excited to see what was going to happen to her. And I did actually watch Miss Marvel, and I really enjoyed that as well. I mean, I was actually not expecting that one to be good, but it was fun. She's a fun protagonist. Like, she's someone you can really root for because she's just real quirky and spunky and fun. And the actress, I think her name is Iman Vellani. She's doing a great job. She's like portraying all the stuff with her really well, and it's very fun to watch. So I already like the characters, and seeing them like come together and their personalities just match up. I really enjoyed that part of the movie, especially. I don't know if this was a complaint that many people had. I didn't see it particularly, but I really liked the action in the movie. I was saying, like, I don't know if people were complaining about the action, but I thought, like, especially the sequences where they were using their, like, swapping powers, like, were really, really cool. It just impressed me, because I was like, how do you even, map out in your brain, like, alright, Miss Marvel's gonna swap here, and it's gonna go here, and blah, 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 blah. It's just, that was really cool, and I enjoyed seeing their powers work together in the fight. I even liked it, like, when they weren't in control. It was super fun, like, just swapping around randomly. But when they used their powers well in conjunction, it was very satisfying to me, I thought. And, like, Miss Marvel has gotten better since her TV show. She, like, actually knows how to do stuff. I almost was gonna get onto the movie for that, because I was like, oh, she barely knew how to do anything back in her show, but I assume a good amount of time has passed between then and now, or that show and this movie. So I mean, she's probably been training or fighting some crime, I guess, on the side. So there's an excuse for it. Alright, and if anything about this movie could beat the scene with the FLERKITTENSS, it would be the extra credits. Well, one is extra credits, one is, I think it's called mid-credits, maybe? The one that came before the credits, so pro-credits. I know that's not what it's called, but it should be, because that's correct. Mid-credits sound like it's in the middle of the credits. That's not right. But, anyway, so after the movie is kind of, winding down, Miss Marvel says something to Captain Marvel, like, I had this idea, and it cuts to a different house, and you see Lucky the Pizza Dog from Hawkeye. If you know who he is, I knew who he was, and I got so excited. Like, I was like, oh, snap, this is going to be good, because I loved Hawkeye. And so Kate Bishop walks in. She, like, sets her stuff down, and she sees Miss Marvel. And so, by the way, this whole scene, it's kind of like the idea that Miss Marvel is trying to recreate how Nick Fury recruited Tony Stark, but she's, a kid, and she's awkward, so she makes it awkward. But she's, like, hiding in the shadows, and Kate Bishop sees her, and then, like, Miss Marvel's, like, proposing to her that they should start a team of young superheroes. Young Avengers. I mean, if you know. But if you don't know. Big Young Avengers tease. So I was pretty happy with that. She also said some line like, did you know Ant-Man had a daughter? And I was like, ooh, that could be fun. So I've been thinking, like, who could they do for Young Avengers, They've got Miss Marvel, got Hawkeye, they've got, what's Cassie Lang's name? I think it's like Stinger or Stature, I think it's one of those. I think there was, like, a boy Hulk, like a small boy Hulk at the end of She-Hulk. Maybe he could be in there. Miles Morales would be kind of cool. I don't know if Peter Parker would get into that, because I don't know what's going to happen with Peter Parker with all of his drama going on right now, but I don't know who could be on the team, but I'm super excited because Young Avengers seems super, super cool, and I already like all the characters they mentioned. I was like, ooh, I like them. I like them too. Looks good. So I hope they do that, and I hope they do it well, because that's something you could mess up easily, I feel like, but I think they could do very well with the Young Avengers. Okay. And then the post-credits scene, that I got really excited. I wasn't expecting it at all, Miss Marvel, you can kind of see, Young Avengers would make sense, but I was not expecting the post-credit scene at all. So, basically, Monica has been trapped on the other side of a different reality because she had to close up a hole on this reality, and she had to go into it because it wouldn't have worked. I don't remember how they explained that, so I'll just believe that she was right. But she's trapped in this different reality. She wakes up in a hospital, and she turns and she sees her mom. Obviously, she's really happy, but different reality. Whoops. So it's not really her mom. And then, doctors, somebody in a white coat walks past her, and he has blue furry hands. So, if you know the blue furry hands of Marvel, that sounded so wrong. Jeez, I wish I hadn't said that now. But it's Beast, okay? It's Kelsey Grammer's Beast, and he's like, being all scientist as soon as you've come from a different reality and all that. And so I got so excited. I wasn't expecting Beast to be there at all, and what a way to choose the X-Men, because we hadn't seen something about them for a minute in the MCU. So I got very, very excited. And then, Monica's mom, the person who looks like, you know what I mean. She gets up and she's wearing this outfit. It's like a superhero outfit, and I didn't know what superhero it was supposed to be. So I did some research. Apparently, that costume looks very similar to a costume that I believe Carol Danvers wore in the comics when she was going through a phase where her powers had basically gotten even more OP than they already are. And she had taken on the name Binary. She was just really, really OP. So, maybe that's suggesting, in this universe, Maria Rambeau won that race to the thingy, whatever it was, I forgot. And, she got the Captain Marvel powers, and she's already gone through and reached the Binary stage, so that could be really cool. I don't know anything. I have read have I read any Captain Marvel comics? I don't know. But I know about her in the comics. I just don't know if I've personally gotten my hands on a Captain Marvel comic. But that could be cool. We'll see what they do with that. Alright, but yeah, overall, I thought it was, just another fun, cool superhero movie. I thought it did mostly what I was supposed to do. I don't think it's not like any Avengers quality. It's not, the MCU is still not in the best place right now. Obviously, Marvel's did terrible, record low at the box office, but I think that it's a good sign, I think they're gonna get back. I think they're gonna pick it back up. I think they're gonna do a big crossover movie, and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna even out in the end. But overall, I was happy I watched this movie. And when it comes out on Disney Plus, it will. But I will watch it again, mostly for the FLERKITTENSS, but also because it was a solid movie. I was not upset with it. Alright, so I guess that's it. I have no more thoughts on it. So, thank you very much for listening to this episode of Stars and Garters. I guess subscribe or follow or do whatever the thing is, and leave a comment about what you thought about the movie. Did you agree with everyone else? Did you think it was not a great movie, or were you happy with it like me? Love to hear your thoughts. Alright, see ya.